All right, let's talk about the importance of not drinking during meals for optimal muscle growth and fat loss. We need to stop drinking beverages, especially cold beverages, during meals. All right, let's cut right to the solution, and I'm going to give you the exactly reasons why. Stop drinking beverages 20 minutes prior to your meal. Okay, and then start drinking beverages again 90 minutes after your meal. All right, that's the optimal times for optimal muscle recovery and muscle growth and fat loss. Drinking large amounts of water and liquid beverages during meals is like flushing down all the nutrition down the toilet. Okay, so we spend all this money on going and getting organic food and eating good quality food, and then all of a sudden it's like, you know, we drink a bunch of beverages or water and we can't get the digestion done properly. It's not effective enough because we're wasting it. It's actually getting washed right through us. Either it's getting washed down like a toilet, or it just isn't even digested at all because the acids inside the stomach and the enzymes inside the stomach are not triggered effectively enough. Or stop drinking beverages 20 minutes prior to eating, and then 90 minutes after eating is when you would start drinking again. So what's happening is if we drink water or beverages during our meals, it's going to mess with the digestive process. What's happening is the hydrochloric acid and the enzymes inside the stomach are affected, and the digestive process is not as effective as it could be, which then leads to potential fat gain. Why? Because the food hasn't been digested properly. If you look at a guy with a beer belly or gut, you know, a lot of inflammation in his stomach, what's happening is a lot of, of course he's got fat in there, but a lot of it is just actually undigested food caught inside of his large intestine, stuck in there, makes him look fat and bloated. Actually, so ice cold beverages during mealtime can actually affect the temperature inside the stomach and then not turn on even additional digestive processes. Inside the stomach, it has to be a certain temperature for the digestive processes to begin. And when we drink an ice cold glass of water or ice cold beer, that process is not begun. Therefore, beer belly. What happens, right? You get a beer belly. So they call it a beer belly. The guy drinks a lot of ice cold beer and he eats all this food, and then his belly sticks out like this. Why? Because his stomach, the processes inside the stomach are not triggered because the ice cold temperature has affected his stomach acids and his stomach's enzymes inside the belly. Okay, so it's very important to not have cold beverages during meals. Stay well hydrated during the day. You know, if you're comfortable with it, it's a goal to drink a gallon of water a day during the day while you're doing intermittent fasting. You know, pushing the breakfast out as far as you can to say 18-hour fasting period or even a 20-hour period. Drinking lots of fluids, you're going to be plenty hydrated. Then when it comes to breaking the fast, you're not going to be thirsty to drink during meals. Now again, it's okay to stop 20 minutes prior to, just not during. Now during the meal, it's okay to have a sip or two of water. That's fine. Okay, but just large gulps of water is gonna be counterproductive to optimal muscle growth and optimal fat loss. All right. When it comes to like losing that last bit of body fat, it's very, very strategic. And there's a lot of little things that we just aren't taught well alone. It's one thing about getting into a calorie deficit and exercising and doing cardio, but when it comes down to like really shredding around the lower abs and getting really ripped, that is very, very strategic. And those parts are it takes a little bit of extra strategy. And something like this is so easy that everyone can do. Cost nothing. And Got Hops asked some really good questions. Yeah, Got Hops had a really good question on soy and is it safe to eat? And so I shot a really good, I recorded a really good call discussing this in detail. And I'm going to put it in the link below. You can listen to the call where I got into more detail about soy. Derek had also a really good question, Derek, regarding where he's dealing with some heavy amount of weight. He's a really big guy. He's a big fat guy, humbly speaking, Derek. Discussing for Derek, like how much food should he actually be eating? And how does he calculate a calorie deficit? What's the accurate amount? And how to deal with hunger pains. Also went into more detail about the benefits and advantages of not drinking during meals for optimal fat loss. You can click the link below, and it's a recorded call I did. It's free, and I just want to offer tremendous value. I gave it a ton amount of passion and enthusiasm and alertness when I did the call, and I was absolutely on point. And I shot it in 30 minutes, and I just nailed it. No edits. So just over here in my old neighborhood right now, Twin Peaks, passing by. Beautiful day in San Francisco. And this place is like, gets covered in fog most of the time. It's completely covered in dense fog. When there's good weather in Twin Peaks, it's like heaven on earth, okay? And it's rare, But today's one of those days